Hey everyone, so I wanted to do a short and sweet tutorial this time around, and I wanted to follow up with someone that had sent me a message on this the other day. In my first episode on this series, he'd asked me about how you can change up the special abilities for heroes and units, as in like how you can increase their speed and all that. So I wanted to just follow up on that. I left him a comment in there, but there's a little bit more to it than that. On further testing, there's some little oddities that I thought I'd share with you guys here. So I'll go ahead and show that to you now. If anyone hasn't checked out the comment, you're free to go do so, but I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about here too. So I'm going with the vanilla game, vanilla 9.0 to be specific, and what you do to find out what your hero's special ability is that you want to modify, you go down to his unit I. In this case, we're going to use Faramir as an example. So you go down to Faramir, units, Faramir. Okay, and then you want to do a search for, let's see here. Well, I already know what his the name of his ability is, but I'm going to go with special ability. Okay. You can also do special power template. That might be a better option there. But in any case, you start seeing his abilities pop up here. King's Favor, I believe, is the one that he uses to give an XP boost to surrounding troops. You can go down, whatever one you want. But in our case, obviously, we're going to be using the Wounding Arrow. You can even modify how fast he gets onto the horse and everything. All right. There we go. So now you know exactly what it's actually called. It's going to be called Wound Arrow in this case. It's always the defined attribute that's right after special ability. And then you go over to Special Power INI. You take a look at that with that specific definition. Special Power INI. And Wound Arrow. Okay. And again, everything is in milliseconds. So you would think that you'd be able to go down to 1,000 milliseconds for 1 second, and that would work. And in some ways that is true, in other ways it is not. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So I have instead set this to 10,000. So for a 10-second cooldown or reload time. And of course, once you make that change, you go up to File, Save, close this down, and then save here. And you don't necessarily have to exit, but anyways, so I've got it pulled up already. Now I also did the same thing with King's Favor. I put it at 8 seconds.
We must be vigilant.
Here we go.
You have done well this day.
There it goes. Nice quick cooldown. We can keep using in rapid succession. Amazing. Level 3 in like 10 seconds. Alright. And you can use that on semi-heroic units too, of course. Alright, now, I got a special target in mind.
That must be the enemy.
Nice big old fire drake. I'm going to hotkey it up. Wait for it to cool down for 10 seconds here. Nice and easy. Now watch this. It's a little odd.
We must be
I
vigilant.
didn't quite time it just right, but it was enough. It probably could have been set to 11 or 12 seconds. But this is what I'm talking about here. If you go down too far with it, this is what can happen. Okay, here we go. And I've got this set 10 seconds right now. 1. Alright. Exit out. Save. And then I'm going to show you what happens if you set it to 1 second. Some funky stuff.
There they are. What should we do?
Alright, so I'm going to show you what happens with Wounding Arrow at 1 second. Watch.
Take your lead, fiend.
Okay, hotkey it up.
Flee, beast.
Nothing.
Leave this place.
So it's a little odd. Not entirely sure why this
Flee,
happens.
beast.
Try it again.
Get away from here.
So it's not quite it's a 1 second cooldown on the ability, but he just kind of draws the bow, fires it, and nothing pops out. So I'm not too sure exactly what's going on or what the solution is. It's still a very fast cooldown, don't get me wrong. But just some oddities that you might want to keep in mind there in case, you know, don't want to get you frustrated or anything too much here. So you can even do this with your spellbook powers as well. You can do some pretty amusing stuff, in fact. So if you just go over to your special power, I again, I'm going to use Elven Wood as an example. You just, you know, search for Elven Wood. And you can see the reload time, though, is a definition that you find over in game data. I'm also going to do the same thing with Army of the Dead. Just put in Army of the Dead and find it that way. Or Army. There it is. So you can see that both have different spell recharge time tiers. You just go over to game data. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, and I set them both, tiers 6 and 4, down to 1 second. So let's see how it goes. Okay.
Be alert.
So I am the Elven faction now. You can see I've already got the Elven Wood. And instant cooldown. Forests everywhere. You can cover the whole map in forests if you want. So that's pretty fun. There's no end. Good fun. Good fun. Alright, and what if we wanted to make the Army of the Dead even crazier? Let's watch.
There they are.
Yeah, little freaky. So, this is all the good fun that you can do. big, old green blob just hovering around. Oh man, cracks me up. So all the fun that you can do with modding, and it's pretty dang easy too. Pretty dang easy. So, just let me know if you got any questions or concerns or anything, and I'll try to help you out. Thanks.